All right, guys. Today I want to do another budget deck build. It's going to be for casual again, because that's the game mode I typically like to play. So let's go check it out. I've titled it Budget Colors, so it is going to be revolving around this color spectrum card. Is going to be the showcase card for this deck, and it says when played, if your deck has 2 or fewer cards from any album, your cards from that album, wherever they are, gain plus 11 until played. So I guess as far as budget deck goes, my stipulations for this video are no mythic cards, no limited legendary cards, and no limited epic cards. Since those seem to be the harder cards to acquire, I feel like everything else is fair game. Fusion cards obviously are easy to get, just leftover cards you guys can craft. And then I've got some regular legendaries that aren't limited. We've got some regular epic cards in here. And then you'll also see I have a bunch of limited rares, and here's a crafted rare down here, and then just some common cards down there at the bottom. But let's kind of run through the thought process behind this deck real quick. So obviously with color spectrum, we have to keep 2 or less cards in albums. So the album that has more than 2 that you have to pick usually one that has more than 2. So I've chosen I'm blanking on the album name for the purple, but essentially these purple ones are the ones I'm choosing to have multiple of. History cards, you can see I've got Napoleon Bonaparte. It's going to be like a nice buff card when played for us. It's cheap. So when played, your cards in hand with 4 or less base energy gain plus 25 this turn. Another nice cheap 4-drop. This card's really strong. When returned, if you lost the turn, this card gains plus 100 permanently. So typically the first time we play it, we want to try to lose the turn, and then next time we play this card, it's going to be, hitting for 125, which is going to be pretty good. Last fusion card we added is Immortal Jellyfish. So when returned, gain plus 1 energy permanently. Typically, you guys know I love Ghost, and I tend to feature it in most of my videos. For this deck, I opted out of it, just kind of to mix it up, and I tried to pick other cards that I don't really show as often. So it might not be the greatest build because I am missing some pretty good cards that would go good in budget, but I just didn't want to show cards I just did on my last video, a whole bunch of them again. So just trying to mix it up. If anybody's curious why I don't have MLK in here or Ghost or some of these other common cards that I tend to use a lot. So just trying to do something different. So the main thing with this deck is it's a late game deck. Your early turns, typically we tend to lose. Round 1, round 2. But as the game progresses, we have a lot of cards such as Winchester Rifle that are gaining power permanently. So it's going to be a permanently gaining power deck. So as the game progresses, we're getting each turn free power, more and more and more. So it makes it for, once we get to round 5, it is much easier to win the round. So cards like Blue Morpho Butterfly gain plus 9 permanently. We saw Winchester Rifle. We've also got Diamond Tetra gaining 10 permanently. And I think there's one more. Yeah, we got Hula Hoop down here at the bottom. Little nice cheap 2-drop, gaining plus 5 permanently. This card also has quite a few buffing cards, such as Napoleon Bonaparte. We have Jola Bocaflood, however you say that. It's going to buff our arts and culture and history cards, which, as you know, I said that I guess purple is all arts and culture, but we have the majority of our cards are going to be arts and culture. So following the guidelines of this color spectrum, So you can see we have 2 history cards, we have 2 oceans cards, we have 2 energy cards, and 2 space cards, 2 paleontology cards. So the only one we have multiple of is arts and culture. Let's see, what else? Other buffing cards. We have Invisible Man. So at the start of each round, he's just going to buff a random card in our hand, plus 10 until we play it. We have Henry Tanner. He says, when drawn, this card gains plus 15 permanently, and a random card in your hand gains plus 15 permanently. So he's helping buff some of these cheaper cost cards down here, like our Hula Hoop and our Chromatic Scale. Some of these we want to try to get a little more bang for our buck on as the game goes on. Like we said, Chromatic Scale is another buff card. So when drawn, your cards in hand gain plus 12 power for 2 turns. CubeSats, another buffer. When played, your cards, wherever they are with 4 or less base energy, gain plus 10 power until played. As you can see, we have quite a few cards that hits. Looks like more than half our deck is 4 or less, so that's what we're going for. I had a subscriber that asked me to show some of these different cards that are also good for budget decks. One of the cards he suggested was Dacosaurus. When played, this card gains plus 45 permanently, so it gets bigger and bigger as the game goes on, similar to Flying Cloud, which since we showcased that one last budget deck, we didn't put it in this one. Another neat card that's I've kind of been on the fence about, but it's actually kind of been decent for me, I feel like, is this Astrophysical Jet. So when played, all cards in both players' hands gain plus 10 until played. But if we won the turn when it's returned, our remaining cards in hand gain plus 10 permanently. So typically this is going to, we want to try to win the turn, so we want to try to play it with 2 other cards, so have a full 3 cards played. So it's really only going to give us plus 20 most of the time. But plus 20 in a deck that's low power level like this, do that twice, that's, plus 40. So by the end of the game, that's adding a decent amount of stats to some of these cheaper cards down here. We've also added this warthog-looking dude here, Celebortius, however you say that. He's going to act similar to a Rat King, but a kind of a cheap version. So when drawn, this card loses 8 power permanently, but your other cards in hand gain 6 permanently. So he's kind of getting dinged himself, but he's buffing everything else up. So you don't really seem to notice it as the game goes on, because he's going to get buffed himself by other cards. So he really doesn't... You don't even notice you're losing 8 permanently, but all your other cards are getting buffed as you play. So seems to be a pretty decent card, especially at the common slot. What else have we not talked about? We mentioned Tanner. Sinterklaas, just a nice, cheap card. Helps us, kind of makes our cards in our hand cheaper, which is nice. So it's kind of a good auto-include for me. I seem to like playing him. Aside from that, I think we mentioned everything. Last one, Thunderstorms, just for the energy gain permanently. I think that's everything, so let's go check it out. I've played, I think, 5 or 6 games with it now, and I've only lost 1, so it's been a decent performer, honestly. I've been surprised with it. For a budget build, I think it's fairly decent. Again, I know that, like I said earlier in the video, that there's other cards that are also good budget cards I showcase in my other video that probably would be good in here too if you don't have some of these. But since it's I'm using that color spectrum card, I had to purposely keep 2 or less cards in the deck. So I'm sure some of them you could sub out if you wanted to, take Immortal Jellyfish out and add Flying Cloud in. That's fine. I just, like I said, I didn't want to showcase the same cards again that I just did. So typically with this deck, we're going to lose the first round or 2, sometimes just on purpose here, as we're building up gaining energy and gaining power permanently so that our late game is strong. So most likely we're going to lose this first round if I had to guess. Seems to be the trend with this deck. So he's got a hula hoop as well. So he might be on this power, kind of gradually gaining power plan as well. All right, so we got our color spectrum now. So let's play it, start getting the buff. I want to get Dakosaurus online so it starts getting bigger. And then let's get this +9 permanently going. So he played Ghost, so he's actually going to get that +2 energy now. Good for him. Looks like he's got a nice budget deck build too, so we should have a chance here looking at how we're set up. All right, so he's playing 3 cards down, so I think we're going to just do it like this and try to get our permanent power online. Probably going to give this round up. Oh, no, we actually won this round. Wow. Didn't expect that one. Honestly, I wasn't even trying to win it. I just was trying to take advantage of getting that gun down, but 10-4. I'll take it. All right, so I'm trying to debate if I want to try to play Astrophysical Jet on this turn. Try to see if we can take this turn and get our +10 permanently on both of those cards in our hand. You kind of have to think about playing when you play that card if you think you can win the turn. Looks like we do, so we are going to buff those 2 cards right there, as you see. All right, our CubeSat's getting buffed quite a bit here. That's nice. It's kind of an awkward hand. Really want to get one more energy. We're up 35, so maybe I just do it like this. See if we can hold the lead here. Just want to make sure I get that up to 9 so I can play 2 cards, maybe CubeSats and Diamond Tetra next turn. Looks like we did not hold the round. He's got that card I showcased in my last video, Pay Night, which felt like it was pretty good. All right, we got our Napoleon Bonaparte. 12 power. We might be able to make a comeback here. Let me think here. $260? Probably not, but we'll try it. Oh, maybe? Did we get it? Oh, nope. Conway's Game of Life got us, didn't it? That's all right. Like I said, this is a later game deck. We're just kind of slowly building ourselves up. There's our Purple Emperor. I was wondering when we'd see that. So we want to lose this round, or this turn, I mean. So I'm hoping he can beat 120. He's got 3 cards down, right? He should be able to, right? Hopefully. Oh my gosh, hopefully. There we go. I was about to say, please beat it. Alright, so we're going to get our buff on our Purple Emperor. So that card is getting very strong for late game now. Let's get our Dakosaurus back down, start getting it stronger and stronger. Let's do it like this. So you can see this deck's starting to amp up now. The later we go, the stronger it gets. I think fifth round I've seen this deck pull almost 400 power turns. So it can do damage fairly late. At least I feel like that's pretty decent for a budget build anyway. I mean, it's not pulling, 600-700 power turns, but 400 I think's respectable. If you do that multiple turns on a round. All right, we take round 3, go into round 4. Hopefully the last one. See if we can pull this thing through. Thread the string through the needle. All right, so we should be up to 53 now, gaining free power every turn. So you can see it just starts to snowball a little bit here to where it's almost like I have a 4th free card down every turn. All right, we got our Napoleon Bonaparte, so we want to get him in play for sure. Let's get that hula hoop down as well so we can take advantage of that free +5. Yep, we're just slowly getting out of range for him. Let's do this just in case. Try to get the max. Looks like this might be close. All right, looks like we squeaked by with a win on that one. All right, we're going to go to game 2. So you guys saw the deck performed as expected. Did really well. I'm sure once it gets up against some higher tiered decks, it will most likely struggle. But at this, up against what looked like another budget deck, it performed fairly well. All right, so round 1 here. We got our Napoleon Bonaparte again. So I want to play Thunderstorms as well and start taking advantage of my energy. I'm thinking I want to do it like this. Take full advantage of Napoleon as well. All right, he's got Amun, so that's going to be... He's gaining power as well. Another power gain deck. Let's see if ours is better. Let's get another Persian. Looks like he gained another +4 power. He's up to 16 for free. Oh, make that 24. All right, there's our Purple Emperor, so we want to get it down. See if we can lose this turn, but did we just go for the win on the round? Maybe we do that. He's only got 2 cards down, so I think we can just take this round. If I can win a round 1, that's good for us. Especially since he's doing our same power gaining deck, but he's doing it better than we are right now. Looks like his deck is primarily geared towards that, where ours is kind of half. That's half the deck is probably not even half, probably a third of the deck is, gaining permanently. So that might be a ghost he's playing, so we probably don't want to do that. So maybe we go for ham on this turn. All right, so it was a Helen Keller. I need him to play multiple cards. This Purple Emperor is sitting too long here. Let's do it like this then. Maybe we can get a buff on 3 cards. And we do. So that was a good play. We got an extra plus 10 permanently. It's been so awkward trying to play this Purple Emperor this game. Let's just get it down. If we lose it, we lose it. All right, when we won the round, get that plus 10 power. All right, he's up to 74 for free now, so he's going to be... this is going to be getting challenging now as going into this 3rd and 4th round here. He's stacking up quick, and we are not. I'm trying to keep up with it, but he's making it difficult. There's another plus 10 for us. We're trying to close that gap. All right, it's got Art Deco down. That's a good one. Amelia Earhart gaining as well. I think I traded my Amelia Earhart away, actually. Pretty sure I had one at one point. All right, let's see if we can just take this game right here. So let's see, is it better to do it like this? That's 232, or is it better like this? 225, so let's do it like this, see if we can take this game. And we do. His power gain was just a little too slow. So as you can see, it kind of worked a little better that we had the power gain with the cards buffing everything and making our cards stronger and stronger. So, all right, guys. Well, that's the deck in a nutshell. As you can see, it did fairly well. It won both of our games. So I think I'm probably about 7-1, maybe 8-1 with it. It's been good, though, especially in casuals. But, all right, if you guys like the content, feel free to shoot me a like, comment. If you guys got any decks you'd like to see, or if you got any more budget cards in mind that are good, or, some combos that you guys would like for me to showcase, just let me know. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a good night.